for the kind introduction. Thank you for having me here. Hello, everyone. Happy to have some time with you wherever you are. Across the globe, we are navigating challenges resulting from workforce skills gaps, COVID-19, remote work, the Great Resignation, and more. Along with underlying societal and various macroeconomic issues, it is clear we must reset our thinking and many of our practices for learning. Harnessing the power and the potential of technologies within Web 3.0 will change scholastic and workforce learning at a time when we need it more than ever. You're here attending this Web 3.0 conference. So this shift to 3D, or perhaps more acutely spatial internet, is not a surprise. You likely have been tracking this for some time and are certainly aware that 3D technologies and decentralized networks are being used to create new solutions in everything from currency, obviously, to art, to entertainment, and learning and development. On a daily basis, we hear more and more about this concept of a metaverse, a new immersive version of the internet, which is poised to change everything. I'm here to share some thoughts on how the metaverse is crucial for continuous learning and vital to both individuals and organizational success. In short, it's time to put Web 3.0 to work, to our workplace and to our workforce. Perhaps evident by our virtual attendance here and so many other conferences, discussions, and meetings, these are certainly unprecedented times. Not just because, as we see McKinsey reporting here, the pandemic has accelerated and institutionalized remote work, but also because 4.5 million people quit their jobs as of last November, and because we need to reskill more than 1 billion people by 2030. That's reskill more than 1 billion people by the year 2030. Employment organizations and workforces at large are facing ridiculous challenges, opposing forces, skills gaps across dozens of jobs and job sectors, baby boomers hitting retirement, a differentiated value system amongst younger generations, COVID, of course, remote work, and massive resignations. Solutions such as automation and AI are wonderful, but in some cases, they subsequently increase the need for reskilling programs. Ultimately, we went from classrooms and offices to distant learning and Zoom boardrooms. We have a void of skilled tradespeople, a massive need for healthcare workers and more, as well as an expanding gig economy. Today, we are challenged to create tools and technology that will prepare students and empower employees while lowering the barriers to access. Suffice to say, how we work and how we learn will never be the same. The power and support of mediums like VR, AR, and immersive learning content give us an advantage. At Talespin, we have worked with some incredible organizations across multiple verticals who are pushing the limit on how they imagine learning and training. I want to share a few examples, starting with PwC. In the largest VR study of soft skills training for large-scale enterprise deployment, they selected some of their employees from a group of new managers across 12 different US locations. They all took the same unconscious bias training course and did so in one of 3 different modalities, either classroom learning, e-learning, or virtual reality, which was created in collaboration with us at Talespin. Their results in a peer-reviewed study showed that VR can help businesses upskill their employees faster, more efficiently, and cheaper than other methodologies. I want to highlight these first 2 statistics. VR 4 times faster than classroom training. And these learners were 275% more confident to act on what they learned after training in VR. Another case study comes from our partnership with Jobs for the Future, JFF Labs, and SAP. They used our off-the-shelf leadership training leadership and communication training within their skills immersion lab, a program that gives high school age students access to new learning, immersive learning technologies. Now, again, our off-the-shelf leadership and communication content is built for more enterprise use cases, enterprise learners. Yet, the Skills Immersion Lab applied this to high school students. Those results demonstrated that 85% of those learners felt more confident speaking with others. 85% also felt that their ability to find the right words to express an idea improved during the session. I want to take another look here because this outcome shocked me. I'm always reminding my own kids, check your schoolwork, check your quizzes, check your tests. 90% of learners in this skills immersion lab acknowledged that they went back to check their answers to see how they could improve when they finished a lesson. That's engagement. High engagement to provide efficacious learning results. This is our North Star. This is where our contribution to Web 3.0 comes into play. Since its inception, Talespin has been innovating toward this inevitable inflection point. 6 years ago, we started down this path, convinced about this technology's importance for workforce learning and development. Our platform puts a new foundation under how we approach job skills development, assessments, validation, and talent mobility programs, using the metaverse to deliver exponential results in a fully distributed, sometimes asynchronous world. Now, that was a pretty big mouthful. Let's unpack it for a minute. Who has seen The Matrix, the movie? The first one. Assumedly, some of you somewhere are raising your hands. Asking a question like this usually goes better when we're all in the same room, but hopefully some of you are raising your hands and you've seen The Matrix. There is an amazing moment where Keanu Reeves' character gets connected to a computer, physically connected to a computer, and information is immediately uploaded to his brain. His eyes flutter and freak out, and when he opens them, he says in the sincerest of ways, sincerest of surprise, in a way that only Keanu Reeves can, I know Kung Fu. This is definitively science fiction. Of course it is. We accept learning about something and having, let's say, 10,000 hours of experience doing that thing are completely different. Two extremes. But how do we get closer to the latter? How do we get closer to hours of experience? The metaverse. It offers a huge upgrade in human interface design capabilities, how we receive the information and build experiences. Let's apply this to science fact in a contemporarily relevant use case. Background here. Michigan State University found that students today are 40% less empathetic compared to their peers 30 years ago. Meanwhile, their level of narcissism has increased by 58%. Lots of commentary on that. We could do a lot of work on that society. Looping back to our JFF and SAP use case, who again put teens, a digitally native, avidly content consuming and often judgmental demographic, through VR content to measure empathetic communication. 79% reported that they felt an improvement in their ability to understand other people's opinions. 83% reported that they felt an improvement in their own ability to communicate with those who have different opinions than their own. We reached kids, the sharp, unrelenting criticism of kids with their opinions, sometimes they're melodrama. There is absolutely more work to be done here to leverage the metaverse for learning and solve so many challenges facing us today. But the data is clearly in, showing that we are onto something. The learning content we create and the underlying technology we continue to build at Talespin aims to reach a higher standard of engagement, one that has the ability to far surpass the passive tell and test click-through methods we know lack engagement and efficacy, one that can bring together learners from all over the world, allowing them to interact in meaningful ways while providing unprecedented accessibility that provide important context, make interactions more spatial, and give users a sense of presence and emotional realism. One that even builds deeper relationships with friends and colleagues, whether they work in our office or are halfway around the world. The metaverse is not just a gateway to a better future of learning. It's a solution for thousands of organizations struggling to become more efficient in finding, training, and managing talent. Simultaneously, it's a solution for the distributed, remote, rapidly resigning, and still to be upskilled, reskilled, or newly skilled workforce looking for something better than a resume to provide proof of their capabilities. It is easy to get lost in all of the buzz right now, or even exhausted by it. Web 3.0, the metaverse, and however else we decide to dress it up as it evolves, represents a movement that is truly a great deal bigger than just the hype around it. Thank you so much for having me.